Yo, 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 yo. We're live. It is Thursday night, 9:30. We got some stuff to talk about. It's been a minute. So we have some guests tonight. My guest on here, y'all catch him online at the Media Guru on Facebook. All his businesses. He is a well-known New Yorker. You know, all New Yorkers think they're well-known, but you know how that goes. And then my man Wayne Wiz is going to come in tonight. He's going to talk about a few things. Of course, I'm here. And then Ebbs will be here. She's fixing her drink and fixing her weed. So, you know, we got to do all that before she comes and hang out. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Deacon Boy podcast. What's going on, man? Now, listen, if I make a mistake, I'm just going to, if I make a mistake and call you by your last name, you're going to get mad. But we got my man, the Media Guru on tonight. Now, listen, if y'all follow him, if y'all follow him on Facebook, give him your Facebook address because he's the one that really he's been setting up all the verses over the last few months. You know, this person versus that person. You know, sugar versus salt on grits. You know, John Legend versus anybody that wants. You know, yes.
So
he got him on. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
So my name on Facebook is Nathaniel Moore. That is who I am, but in the corporate world, I am known as the Media Guru. So on Instagram, at the Moore Brand, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, at the Moore Brand CEO. But I'm really active on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, Nathaniel Moore. On Instagram, at the Moore Brand.
Dope. And then, you know, we're going to add, you know, everybody that live in California always late. So we just going to throw that out there right now. My man, Wayne Wiz, the kid is here tonight.
What's up, fellas? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's up, man? What's up? Listen, Wayne, so, you know, really tonight, this whole thing started because you decided that R. Kelly could literally serve Michael Jackson in a verse.
Right. Hold on, this is the brother that started it?
He ran away. I know he was he had to be sarcastic because, you know, there's no way. So we're going to get on that in a second. Let's talk about a few other things first, and then we'll get on that because that's the hot topic of the night. First, I want to get y'all reaction to this, and I'm not going to play the video because we've all seen the video. But let's talk about Montgomery, Alabama. We haven't been on since the brawl in Montgomery. So more, give me your take on what happened in Montgomery. Then I'm gonna go to Wiz and you give me your take. By the way, Wiz, I already showed him. I got on my commemorative T-shirt tonight from Montgomery.
That's the chair.
That's the chair. Right. The chair. I got the chair right here. So represent. T-shirt.
Oh man.
So more, what's your take on
it? One of the things that I'm always doing is trying to stay current with what's big on the news as far as our peoples. I'm not talking about presidential debates. I'm talking about our people. And I have two different opinions, not say two different opinions, but I'm straddling the fence. One, it was so amazing to see Black people, when it really counted, come together and stand. I don't even got to know you, but it's for the people. And so I'm not going to let nobody come in and just trample on you. And that reminded me, you know how it is when you with family, like if you my cousin, you my brother, I could talk about you, but can't nobody else talk about you. Right. And so it gave me that vibe. And I think that I was watching something as a result of Montgomery, and somebody played a clip of Malcolm X saying back in the 70s, he said the only way that white people will stop what they do to us or what's being happened to us through oppression is when we stand up for each other. And so that led me to believe that there are really some people out here that listen, this is for the culture. I don't care if I know you or not. This is for the culture. Right. But on the other side, it really showed me that we still have a lot of work to do because these 4 or 5 white people, even a female, felt comfortable enough to attack this man for doing his job. They didn't feel no remorse. They felt like, listen, hey, you trash, and what we say go, and we can attack you in broad daylight in a populated area, and it's nothing.
Now,
And so,
was that the alcohol speaking? Was that because the liquid courage, they get courage to do a lot when the alcohol is speaking, when the alcohol is
well, no, to be honest, brother, it's not even alcohol. If you do the research, this is something ingrained in their DNA and their makeup. So, for example, I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
yeah, we know.
One of the things that Brooklynites, one of the things that coming up in Brooklyn, you were always taught. Listen, you're quiet, but you watch everything. And so you knew who was from Harlem because they was flashy, they was moneymakers, they got fly. You
Right.
knew who was from Queens because they was kingpins and they was in the music. So that's something that's been indoctrinated in their lineage for years and years, that you are superior to black people. That's how they think. Their parents think like that. Their grandparents, their great grandparents. So they can be sober as a priest. However, they think really like I'm talking about seriously in they heart of hearts that they're better than us, which is just the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. But that's what they think. It ain't nothing about liquor or nothing.
All right. Where's what you think, man?
I think that the reaction to that, which sparked everyone to, we're gonna make the memes, we're gonna make all of the jokes and whatnot, but the camaraderie of that was something that we hadn't seen in a long time.
Right.
And it was rather refreshing, because how many times that we see things done to black people where people are holding this up, trying to get the footage, trying to be the one to post it and be the first on the scene all the time. So number one, it was just good to see everybody on code.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
right.
that wasn't supposed to go down, and I'm glad that happened that way. But of course, the reaction went way overboard. We did what we did what we were supposed to do with that.
Right.
So the reaction to that, when it first took place, I felt that it was in a good place. It warmed my heart to see it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It
When
really
the brother
did.
jumped in the water and swam over there, I was like,
Let's talk about
that boy was.
it don't get no more on code than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even asking questions. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing them attacking this brother, and we got to go handle that.
But understand, he had to be under 18. Ain't no 30-year-old swimming that far and jumping up into a J. They know he had that young boy strength. You talk about old man strength.
He had some lungs in him too, so
there's some young boy strength that was there, because they ain't no
he had to be 18.
Word.
He had to be 18. Had to be 18 to jump in that water and do what he did. Listen, I think everybody on code, everybody kind of, the fact that all the boat workers said, this ain't going down like this. We jumping in, and we going, just like y'all jumped him, we ready to jump y'all. And they went and handled business. Now, for the old brother that hit them people with the chairs. Listen, I understood he was reaching back for great grandma, for the stuff that happened in the 50s and the 60s, and even some shit that happened now a couple of years ago. But he went to work. I thought he really thought he was at WWF, WWE at one second. The way he was hitting them people,
he was surgical with that chair.
He was surgical as a mug with those chairs. I was like, oh, he getting it in. He didn't care. Now I don't know, and from what I understand, he was only charged with a misdemeanor, which is good. And oh, by the way, shout out to the Montgomery Police Department. Because if you really go and watch the video, they were letting them throw J's for a little bit. They were letting them throw J's. They was
throwing some hands.
Yeah, they let them throw hands. They like, hey, y'all started it. Y'all gonna go ahead and get these hands real quick. And I think they stopped it when they knew that, okay, y'all going to kill these male sapiens. Yep, I said it. Y'all going to kill these male sapiens. So we're gonna go ahead and break this up really quick.
Let me just say this though about the brother with the chair. That dude looked like he was about in his 60s. late 50s, early 60s.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
So
yeah, oh yeah.
you know those dudes got one good ass whooping left that they want to dish out before they step up out of here. You know they
He
got
had
that
one.
strength. You know they got that
Oh,
old man strength or something
no,
that them white boys wasn't ready for.
that old man, they were shocked that all the brothers and the sisters
And the
and the
sisters,
sisters
absolutely.
were on cold together, ready to knock some heads out. Speaking of sisters, Miss Jordan, how you doing tonight?
Hi guys, I'm
Miss
sorry.
Ebbs, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are you on? Are you on? Did you just pick up your phone on a live recording?
I did.
You know what? The hoodness. Okay, I know you for. I know you for the streets. I know you've been. I know you've
What?
been up top.
No, come
I know
on, bro. You can't say she.
I know-
Hold on. You know what that means?
Yeah, we
Wait
know
a
what it means.
minute.
Listen.
You said she
Hey,
for the streets?
Let me tell you something.
Hold
My
on.
friend, hold on.
Hold
My friend Ebony happened to be in New York last. Now this is my fault because we were supposed to have breakfast on Saturday morning, and I was running late. But she was out in the streets of New York all last week, chilling. All right, in the streets.
You know I missed
But
y'all
hold
by
on,
1
hold
week
on.
too.
Hold on. Just let me interrupt really quickly because when you say that somebody is for the streets, that
Right.
don't mean what you mean.
Oh no,
That
we know what
means
it means.
something
Oh
crazy.
no, we know what it means. We know what it. I know what it means. I know what
Wrong
it means.
choice of words. We know what he meant.
She ain't for them streets. She ain't.
Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear now.
She ain't hanging out at the point. She's not hanging at the point. All right. She's not hanging.
Okay.
She's not on. What the heck's it? What's that street?
Who's on the point?
Yeah,
Hunts Point.
Hunts Point. Yeah, Hunts Point. She ain't
First
in
of
Hunts
all,
Point.
I saw a bus in New York that went to Hunts Point, and the first thing that popped into my head was homegirl talking about her asshole was $16,000.
You're
I
so
will never.
stupid.
Whoa.
That
You are
will
so dumb.
that will never leave me.
We never.
New York is expensive.
We never have to bring that up again. We never have to bring that up
He
again.
said, "How much?" She said, "You can't afford it." He said, "How much?" She said, 16,000. I said, can you put a price tag on your asshole? I guess you can.
This is never gonna. This
Whoa,
is never
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
get
whoa.
dropped. All right, Ed. All right, Ed. Next. So, Ed, we were talking about Montgomery. So,
Oh yes, the Tea Party of 2000. Sweet of 2023. Let me just say,
Alabama Tea Party.
say this. I was so proud to see my people come together at a time of chaos, mass confusion. There was no finger pointing. There was no, oh, well, what did he do? It was just straight to the shits. And let me tell you something, Black people, take a lesson. If you see one of your people out there in distress and they throw up their hat like that, go help them. It doesn't matter what the scenario does not matter. Just go. That person really needs assistance. Please go assist that person.
yeah,
Hold on.
That was the bat
I
signal.
started carrying a hat with me just in case.
What's the thing that they shoot up in the air when they're trying to get their location out to?
Oh, the flare. There was a flare.
The flare, yeah. He threw up a flare.
A baseball bat in the air is a Negro flare. Let's just call it.
Oh man, that was good.
That's exactly what it is.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Yes.
You got to do what you
Alabama
do.
Sweet Tea Party of 2023. Let me tell you, Black people, I cannot remember the last time I was this proud. It was probably one of them times on Twitter where all of y'all ganged up on a white girl for saying something stupid about braids. But this particular scenario, to see that little boy swim across the ocean to go help that old man, that warmed my heart, my cold, dead heart. It was bursting with pride. We need more of that. That is the type of solidarity that other people show. This is what we need to display at all times, so these people quit fucking with us.
So you just gonna make me have to put an expletive on my podcast this week.
You invited me, so
you know what?
Hold on. Let me add something in here, Dante. So one of the things that I noticed, because even though I was born and raised in New York, I've lived down south. I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived in outskirts of Houston, and there is a big difference in the culture of camaraderie, as she said. Now, when I came down south, I was looking at people weird because when you go down south and you get amongst, and I live in the suburbs, whatever, but when you down south, everybody talks to everybody. Everybody, hey, good morning, how you doing? And so I'm looking at them like, hold on, I don't know you. I got that New York mentality, so I'm always on guard. So it's a different mentality when you're down south. There's more camaraderie. It's more family oriented. It's more community orientated. So again, I'm not saying that our black people don't help black people in the north. I just think that it would have been a different reaction had it been above the DMV line. I'm not saying that nobody wouldn't have came to help, because I'm sure whether it's in New York, whether it's in Alabama, people are going to help. I just think that, as Ed pointed out, that it was no second guessing. He's in trouble. We ain't letting him get jumped. Now, I don't think it would have helped. I don't think it would have happened with that precise jump into action had it been above the DMV. So there's a different type of response that we give. And only people that was recording was people that was on the boat across the water. Everybody else was hands on deck.
Was in it, yeah.
So
you know what?
I think
that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. It's actually making me think. You might be right.
Well,
you might.
And I don't think it would have gone down like that in California either.
Oh no! Listen, they would have been recording. Everybody would have been recording.
Exactly, it would not have gone down.
I don't know.
The thing about the East Coast and the West Coast is that people in New York are kind and not nice, and people in LA are nice and not kind.
Okay. Well, here's the other thing.
I think that applies to the South as well. And with something like that, I know the reaction in LA would not have been that.
But I also think because he was a well-respected co-captain of the boat, that all those young cats, all those young heads worked for him and they respected him. That gave them that call to action also. So
not even that.
I think they had his back.
If he was an a-hole boss, I think they would have let him get his ass whipped.
Correct.
Not even that. I think that because some of them people may have been repeat visitors, so they knew him.
Right.
I think they know him as well.
So that it's just a different feel also.
Right.
The South is the only place something like that could have occurred.
Now, what's interesting, what's really interesting is the day before, because we're going to pivot a little bit. The day before, our four-time indicted former president was there doing a rally at the same spot. They got riled up. They was riled up. He did a rally at that same spot the day before, and then that morning there were a group of sisters there that were laying flowers in the water to kind of celebrate the ancestors, because remember, that's the same spot where they were selling us. They were selling us at that dock.
Hold up.
Dividing a family.
Hold on. So pardon me, but when they started giving backstory about why it happened, the boat dock captain was trying to get them to move, but they didn't move because of that commemoration that they was doing. So now it makes sense when you get the backstory why they didn't want to move, because all he was telling them, listen, you got to move, the boat is coming in.
Right.
But they didn't want to.
The commemoration happened hours before they got there, by the way. So it was craziness. And the fact that, so they felt that him being the captain, you can't tell us what to do. We're going to do what we want to do.
It was classic. This Negro is not about to tell me anything about myself. It was classic.
Right.
But that's the beauty of us now. Like, I know people say we are not our ancestors.
No, we are.
We should aspire to be like our ancestors, because if not for them holding their tongues and not reacting, we are here. But there are some scenarios where our ancestors went
through hell, and a lot of them died. A lot of them sacrificed themselves, but a lot of them survived, so we can be here right now. So to say that we're not our ancestors, that's an insult. It's disrespectful. It's an insult, because we have no clue what they went through for us to be here and where we are right now. And it might not be perfect, but without them, we wouldn't be as far as we are right now. Everybody had to endure what they had to endure in each generation, in my opinion.
My ancestors didn't put up too much of a fight, seeing my percentage was when I did my damn ancestry.
I mean, you know,
And let me just add this: a lot of people don't realize that water carries a lot of ancestral memory
yes, it does.
too. You know what I'm saying? So they conjured up that energy from the ancestors, and they were there. They were there with them.
They were
As you
there.
can see, everybody got the beats put on.
Yo, it
Listen,
was
Women,
beautiful.
I mean, everybody
They
got it.
beat the shit out them old bitches.
Man,
they was throwing hands for real.
you see
They
that
didn't
one
care.
you see that one sister threw the chick in the water.
Yes,
Yes,
you did. Yes, you did. I was like, yo,
yes.
they weren't playing. They were like,
Yeah,
you
they
getting
weren't
in
playing
here.
no kind
You
of game.
getting in here. You getting in here. So speaking of Montgomery and our 4-time indicted ex-president, you know, it's very interesting that he got indicted in DC, and the first thing he said, his attorney came out and said, we want to get the venue changed to West Virginia because
For a more
Washington,
diverse jury.
right, because DC doesn't have a diverse jury pool. It doesn't look like America. And I said to myself, wait a second, West Virginia does?
Why didn't they just say, can you let us go and do this where the white people that like us are? Because
Listen, we want the KKK to be in the jury pool.
Right. That's
just
essentially what
say
they were
it.
saying.
Just get it out.
Just say it out loud. But then he turned around and got indicted in Fulton County. And I don't know a place that's blacker in America than Fulton County, Georgia.
And this is where he messed up. Now, I understand he wanted to act like he didn't get votes or he was looking for votes. I actually listened to that call earlier this week while I was working because I was like, I just want to make sure that I'm aware of everything that they may or may not talk about when it comes to this call. So I listened to it. It's like an hour and 2 minutes long. It's something you can put on and walk around your house and do whatever you got to do. And you just hear the high points. But when I tell y'all that man was begging like Joe
Stop.
in that car.
Stop. Wait a second. Did you say the call is an hour long?
Yep. It's an hour. It's like an hour and 2 minutes. The Georgia call is like an hour and 2 minutes.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
That man was begging like Keith Sweat, Jodeci, all of them niggas at the same time. I've never heard anybody sound so desperate in my life. He just, all he didn't say was please just give it to me. That's the only thing he didn't say.
Please give it to me.
Because I was like, did he say that? Like I had to keep a couple of times I ran it back like he didn't. All he was say was,
please give it to me.
Pretty please give it to me. That's the only thing he didn't say. I did not
oh man.
I thought, let me tell you the people that I thought of in the moment of listening to him. I'm sure everyone here has seen Roots, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Remember that part where Richard Roundtree is begging for his life? Please, Master, please.
Right.
That's how Trump sounded.
Oh man.
Please,
wow.
please, just give it to me, please.
Wow.
And then he tries to threaten you. And he says, you know, this isn't gonna go well for you. You know, people want me there. And the next person I thought about was Charles Manson. Charles Manson did not kill a single soul. Not one person did this man kill. But he had his people do what he wanted them to do. And whenever I hear Trump, all I think about is Charles Manson because he's running the exact same play. The exact same.
Hold on. You want to know what is about Trump? And one of the things that with Trump, it dates back to when the kids got convicted, the Central Park 5. And so there's still to this day a lot of animosity from our community, our people, as it relates to Trump with those kids who were
them. It's the whole city of New York. Everybody in New York knows that Trump is trash, but nobody said anything. And that's the part that makes me mad. Like New Yorkers, they could have ran this out. Like, y'all don't want to do business with somebody who never pays anybody. And then everybody could have been asking him, well, what's this we hear about you not paying people? And him denying it, and more people coming up saying he doesn't. But then y'all let this fool get in office because you was mad about a black man being president for 8 years. That's literally all it was.
I mean, I think
no, it was bigger than that. But go ahead more.
I think
hold on. hold on, Eb, because Moore makes a good point. As a
I
New
think
Yorker, as
when
a New Yorker, we never paid attention to him. Like it was just he was just there. He was like the carnival barker.
Trump has always been linked. When you think of Trump before his presidency, you thought of Trump as entitled, spoiled, rich, disrespectful, pompous, arrogant. You never heard him or thought of him in a good light. Now, that's one. Around the same time, right before the Central Park Five got indicted, got arrested, Trump has been on record. There's proof. He was in the paper. He was quoted saying that one day I'm going to be president because the Republicans are so dumb, I can tell them anything and they'll believe it. That's actual proof.
I didn't
That's
think
real.
that was real.
No, that's real. That was real.
That's real. And then here's another thing. He doesn't understand that everything that he did while in office, all of the stuff, he could have actually got away with it and skated off. What put the nail in his coffin was the insurrection at the Capitol.
Right.
That's what they say. You know what? Enough is enough. We cannot let you go now. We have to step up.
If January 6th never happened, Trump could win 2024.
But here's the thing.
They're not going to let him win.
Not now. Not that he did that, because you have staunch constitutionalists and patriots. There are some real patriots that will say, nah, we're not going to let you do this. They have respect for the institutions that have been built in this country. And one of the institutions is, the presidency is an institution, just like Congress is an institution. And they're not going to let that happen.
Other countries, presidents, dictators, they go to jail all the time. The United States, we're just behind. Like those guys in other countries go to jail all the time. All the time. Yeah. We are the only ones who haven't had no mess like that because of all the protections. But even with the protections, this man thought he was above it all. And that was his biggest mistake. Because if there was never a Nixon, he probably could have got away with this.
Yeah. Right.
If there was never a Nixon, then we wouldn't be having these conversations because we wouldn't have the Presidential Records Act. We wouldn't have any of these things in place. They might be able to get them on the 14th Amendment, but you got to be a real hardcore constitutionalist to bring that shit up and make it stick.
Right.
And right now, the way they're talking, if it were a possibility, somebody would find a way to get him out of this. But because of Nixon and because of the way the 14th Amendment is being interpreted, which is finally something they're doing correctly. Because even if they brought it to the Supreme Court under the 14th, they would have to say no, he can't do this.
Right.
Because it would be exactly all these people talk about. I'm a constitutional SCOTUS. Okay, show me. Trump
really. Here's Trump's biggest thing. I was watching. He knows he's in trouble, and I think the first sign that I seen of Trump actually throwing the white flag up without saying I did it or I'm sorry or whatever. He went somewhere to a Republican city. He was doing like some press. He was doing some type of speech, whatever. And I was shocked. I had to replay it to make sure that this was actually real. He was like, listen, he said, black people, or however he addressed the crowd, he said, y'all don't know that y'all are just starting to get the credit that y'all really deserve. So if you know Trump, listen, if you know Trump and you know his DNA, his makeup, Trump does not backpedal ever. So for him to get on national TV at a national press conference and say, if you look it up on YouTube, is up there, he said, y'all have just started to get the credit that y'all deserve as African Americans. I said, hold up, what? So mind you, and if you look at the whole presentation, he was saying, listen, you guys really are the pioneers of America. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this great land that we have now.
I need send me that.
He definitely said that. He said, African Americans built this country.
He knows how to.
And then so I was looking like, hold on. So I was literally like, hold on, I don't believe it because this is Trump. And so my thing was, you know what?
But Trump
he's feeling the pressure. He's feeling it.
No. Trump will give credit where credit is due. and say some ignorant nonsense right after he gives you credit. So it's that's just who he is.
But you know
it's a
what?
symptom. It's a symptom of who he is, right? Because he also realizes that his name recognition came up in the 80s because of hanging out with African Americans, because he was hanging out with blacks, because he was getting name
Oprah and
dropped in
all of
hip
them,
hop.
yeah.
Yeah, they would that's who that's
even
the
well into the 90s.
the New Yorkers weren't really messing with him. So the hip hop guys they were always at his casinos. He was throwing boxing matches. He was he was with the athletes and all that stuff. So that's the crowd that he was trying to get into. That's why a lot of people were blaming black men, especially some of these athletes and entertainers for quote unquote being his friend, but they were really his friend because of the stuff that he did in the 80s and the 90s. They just always hung around him, and they didn't know.
Democrat.
But they also said
in the 80s and the 90s.
I don't think Donald Trump is beholden to any political
No,
party.
he was an actual Democrat.
No,
in
listen
the 80s
to me.
and 90s.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Donald Trump don't give a hell if he's a Democrat or a Republican. It is about the name Trump. Trump is his own party. It is a party of Trump. That's who he is. He's always been that way. His name is the party. That's just who he is. He's that big of a narcissist. He's that big of a narcissist that he feels that he is bigger than both parties. He just figured out how to get he figured out how to finesse both parties to make it about him. That's what he did. So anyway, so we'll see how this plays out in Georgia. I don't applause to the DA down there, the AG down there. She went big. I think it might bite her in the behind trying to try all 19 people together. That's just going to be a circus. I don't know how you're going to do that in a courtroom. You can't try 19 type of violence. It's ridiculous.
She's going to have at the most 7 people because the majority of them are going to plea down because they can't afford it. Rudy already broke. Jenna Ellis is begging for money. So they're going to plead. They're going to try. They're not going to be there. So there's some people you can just look at them and we can go through the list and decide who can do it and who can't. But a lot of them won't be able to. So they're going to get a plea. They're going to flip. They're going to do something to get themselves out of it.
Yeah, somebody's going to do
something. I am waiting for Mr. Lindsey Graham to get his paperwork because how dare you?
What you going to do? So now let's get on to the big topic. We spent 30 minutes talking about all the preliminary stuff. This next few minutes, we're going to talk about these verses. Now listen. Our Boosie. Now we love Boosie.
Oh my God.
We love
him. Wait. Before you go into it, what did he do? Because I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you what he did. Just hold on one second. Don't interrupt this one. Don't interrupt this one. Boosie came out of his mouth and said that there is nobody on this earth ever that can handle R. Kelly in the verses. I said, and then he said, even Michael Jackson couldn't handle R. Kelly. Wait,
nigga crazy. This nigga is bona fide fool.
He said it. And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out, nigga.
Hold on. No, you gotta sound like Miss Tate from Antoine Fisher. Nigga.
So go ahead, Wayne.
I believe what he was talking about. First of all, nobody living or dead would ever be able to touch Michael Jackson as a performer. We know.
Thank you.
But when it comes to hits, let's not act like R. Kelly didn't run the entire 90s.
Nigga, but he didn't.
Okay.
Hold on.
So the man
time out. Hold on. Let's put this in proper perspective. Okay. One, now, when Timbaland and Swiss Beats created the verses, the rules were you could perform any song that you did that you were either on or it was yours. Off of that category right there, Michael Jackson has 6 classic albums before R. Kelly was even on the scene. Okay. Not only that, you're talking about, yes, R. Kelly, I'm a big R. Kelly fan. I don't care what they say he did, why he in prison. However, he is the king of R&B. But we're talking about the dude when he comes on stage, he don't have to do nothing. Niggas is falling out, fainting, passing out, just off him standing on the stage.
That's
This
why
is
I just
literally.
said he don't even have to speak. He
This
don't
is
even have
literally
to say a
like.
word.
Okay, hold on. Now, here's why I feel that nobody, dead or alive, no entertainer, no actor, no singer, can ever touch Michael Jackson. Because first of all, you can't even outdo his Jackson 5 catalog.
Period. Stop right there. Period.
Not even talk about Michael Jackson.
No, I think that's
Hold on.
Hold on,
A,
more.
B, C.
Hold on,
Come
more.
on. Let's
More.
go.
Hold on, more. Let's just start right there.
Jackson 5.
Let's just start. When Mike
Gary, Indiana.
You know, when I had you, I treat you bad.
Come on, man.
And since you went away, don't you know that I've been around with my head hanging down? Nigga, R. Kelly don't have a single song that Jackson was hitting that killer.
Jackson. Hold on, listen.
Can we just say this? Can we just say this?
Hold on. I can give you one.
Hold on, more. Let Wayne say. Let Wayne say this because we beat a little bit. Go ahead, Wayne.
First of all, this isn't even a good comparison for verses. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly need to go against somebody else. Like I don't even want to say Usher, but
no.
I mean, okay. Let me ask you this: how many Michael Jackson songs have you made love to? Maybe Lady in My Life.
Hold on.
What else?
No, hold on. That's not fair, bro. You know why?
Ask me the question. Hold on. Ask me the question about R. Kelly. Ask me the same question about R. Kelly, and I'll tell you zero.
Listen, hold on. No, hold on. Hold on. Listen. First of all, that's unfair because Michael Jackson is the king of pop, not R&B.
That's why they shouldn't even be in a verse.
But let me tell you this: there's no album on the planet, I don't care what genre you're talking about, that can go up against his Off the Wall album. No album in the history.
Hey, time out, nigga.
Who?
I know what he's gonna say. Stevie Wonder. I already know he's gonna go with it.
Don't do that. No.
I knew what he was gonna do. That's in my top 5.
Songs in the Key of Life is the perfect album, and it will kill Off the Wall. I'm sorry.
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I gotta get that one too.
It will murk Off the Wall without a
problem.
My!
Hold on.
Now watch this. Hold on.
Jackson.
Here's something else.
Here's one thing that just proved that. I can name you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this question, Jackson. I mean, there is guaranteed at least 60% of all producers since the 90s that I guarantee you there's more Michael Jackson samples being used than Stevie Wonder's.
Because Stevie Wonder doesn't let his songs be used for samples. We know.
No,
that.
he does.
No, he doesn't. He's very hard. He is very selective with who he lets use his sample. And by the way, here's to prove the point about this Off the Wall album. Don't forget that one of the biggest hits on Off the Wall, one of the biggest hits on Off the Wall, a couple of them, by the way, were written by
Stevie. I was about to say, but Stevie Wonder wrote on Off the Wall.
Don't forget that at least two of the songs on here.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
I'm just gonna tell you that two of the songs on here.
Okay, so then that means that everybody before Mike ain't really substantial because everybody had writers.
Nah, what I'm saying is if you're talking about albums, your claim was that there's no album in the world that can hang with Off the Wall. And I'm telling you that songs. Matter of fact, I'll even do one better. Fulfilling this first finale is giving Off the Wall a run for his money. Fulfilling this first finale. Wait a second. I know you can't see it because the light is glaring. This is Marvin Gaye's I Want You. The album.
No, hold on. Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man soundtrack is probably
Had that too. I don't even care
That's
about. I don't even care
that's
about
it.
what's going on. What's going on is down here. Great. This album right here, I Want You, is kicking. Without this album, there is no Off the Wall.
Okay. Listen. Okay. So let me, since you said that, okay, because Stevie Wonder, you can't even really argue with that. But let me reposition this. When you talk about the greatest pieces of music that you can play from the first one to the end without stopping, the top 5 ever, Off the Wall is in there.
No, there's some skips on.
Nah, there's some skips on Off the Wall.
There's
What?
some skips on
There's
there,
some skips
bro.
on Off the Wall.
Y'all
There's
don't what
So
y'all drinking?
There's some skips on Off the Wall, dog.
There's
There's
some
some
skips
skips on
on
Off
there.
the Wall. There's some
there
skips.
might
Oh
be
my.
one skip on Off the Wall. I have to.
There are 2 skips.
What are your
Oh
two
man.
Get on the front of the boats.
Yeah.
And girlfriend is a skip.
Girlfriend is a
Girlfriend's
skip.
a skip. Girlfriend's a skip all day long.
Oh
I'm sorry.
That's a skip.
man.
It's the falling in. It's the falling in love is a skip.
Patty Austin, you can't skip.
I listen. I love Patty. But
You
that's a
can't
skip.
skip Patty Austin. No,
That's a
you
skip.
can't do
It's-
that. But
it's a skip.
I
But
get
I
where
can
you're
tell you.
coming from.
But I can tell you
I
this.
don't agree with you, but I understand.
But as a musician, I can tell you that I prefer Off the Wall over Thriller.
Of course. I'm a musician myself. And Off the Wall to me is probably like his most, I'm talking about like
It was more R&B to me.
Right.
It was. But going back to the original premise is R. Kelly can't wipe Michael's ass.
See, you can't do that.
He
hold
can't.
on. No. Hold on. Let's not get crazy now. This is the Pied Piper we talking about.
Damn,
Now,
exactly, man.
R.
break it down.
Kelly,
References and like expect me to not react. No, please. It's hard enough for me to be here in an R. Kelly conversation. Let me just say that.
okay, hold on.
See, we got to get that aside. We can't.
Yeah,
hold
let's put that aside. Let's put that aside
Hold on.
because
With all due respect, musically, there's only a select few that just off musicality and ingenuity and creativity can even be mentioned in the same breath as R. Kelly. Now when you go for song, just off the song, forget who wrote it, I don't think he can wipe Michael Jackson now. But as far as total premise of just everything, R. Kelly is really, granted, he's done some stuff that we know that was wrong. We know that. There's nothing we can say in his defense. Nothing. However, when it comes to music aside, forget what he's done. He's really like upper echelon of music history.
He's not.
Real talk.
He's not.
He's not.
R. Kelly's
Real
very
talk.
popular. R. Kelly came at a time where he was very popular and he rode that wave. And he rode the wave of people really dumbing down music. Dumbing down. A lot of his music is dumbed down. You're a musician. A lot of his stuff is dumbed down.
Come on now.
You know that. It was very popular, because of the content, but it wasn't good. It wasn't.
But see,
I've never bought an R. Kelly album. I've never bought an R. Kelly
Okay,
album.
here's what R. Kelly made his significance. Okay, for example, Jackson, and let me put it to you like this. When you think of music, right, and you think of artists and you think of writers or performers, here's the best way to explain it. Let's take an artist like Jay-Z. Jay-Z right now is considered probably one of the greatest rappers to ever live.
Don't say that the West Coast Wayne. Don't say that the West Coast Wayne, boy.
Hold on. Now, I will say this. Being from Brooklyn, being from Marcy, I don't think he's the best lyricist. Here's my thing. Jadakiss, there's a few people who are better lyricists than Jay-Z. But why is Jay-Z
does that? Like he doesn't.
Hold on. But why is Jay-Z has such an illustrious career and his music has touched so many different boundaries? Not because of his lyricism, but overall, he paints the best pictures in hip hop. That's what R. Kelly does. He paints the best pictures in R&B, so his music is more adaptable.
I'm gonna mute
Paints
you
the
for that.
best
I'm gonna mute
pictures.
you. I'm gonna mute you for
Because
that.
that's all this man. He got 19 albums talking about fucking. Like that's it.
And guess what? Niggas be buying them.
That's it.
No,
but that's
man.
what
But again,
But that was not. That's Dante's point. He dumbed down music. It was I like you, you like me. Let's go home. That's all his music.
oh no, I agree with that. I've never like myself. I have never downloaded. I've never bought any R. Kelly music. However, I think, like you said, because of the way that he wrote, he came to prominence with that type of mode. You know, sex.
I will say that. I will say that in the 90s when R. Kelly hit, he became popular because they wanted to hear that. They wanted to hear, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know, that. And what was the other one that was real popular?
He began the degradation of R&B. Why we don't have R&B singers now?
I want to pee on you. Yes, do want to pee on you. Whatever the song was.
Chappelle.
I mean, that's Dave Chappelle. Oh, I'm sorry. That's I can't remember the real song. And that's bad.
So Eb, let me ask you, you don't have no R. Kelly in your playlist before the allegations or whatever.
So here's my career with R. Kelly. When I was in college, I remember driving down the 94 freeway in San Diego and the radio announcing that he got married to Aaliyah. Before that, I did listen to his music. Before that, it was a bop in a elementary type of way, but the beats were nice. After I found out about Aaliyah, I ain't really too much fool with him until Ignition. That was it, and then that's the only song where
Ignition?
I'm like,
that wasn't even a good song.
The remix is one of my favorite songs.
Oh my God.
Ever, for various reasons, none of which are your business. So,
no. Wait a second. Wait, stop. You're not going to sit here. You're not going to sit here and drop that and then be like, I'm not going to talk about it. No, we don't talk about that. I
didn't say I wasn't going to talk about it. I said, well, none of y'all business.
No, we wanted. You made it our business by bringing it up.
Okay, hold on. Can you just drop one point?
I like bop songs. I like the beats. I like to bop. I like to dance. And those two songs can make me do that. And those songs, when they come on, are the hardest for me to turn away from. And I'm being totally transparent right now.
Okay, so now let's go back, Mr. Jackson. Can we understand, because you really just kind of gave us your R. Kelly, anti-vibes, but you said that Ignition was your song. Can you tell us one reason? I'm talking about Ed. So can you tell us one reason why Ignition is your song?
Because like I said, I like the beat. You
said that, but you said that's none of our business.
Yeah, it's more than that.
Tell us one of none of our business points.
Somebody had her.
Now, why would I tell you something that was none of your business?
She had her itty bitty. She had her itty bitty legs up in somebody's car with Ignition coming. We already know. We already know.
That don't even make no sense.
Next.
You know my legs are not small, so let's not even go there.
You know what? You're so dumb. I hate you so much.
don't. Yeah. My legs ain't been small in a long time. Don't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of babies were born to R. Kelly's music.
So that's the wrong.
Well, what is that? But I mean, a lot of babies were born. A lot of babies were born. A lot of babies were born to Purple Rain.
No, ain't no babies born to no Purple Rain.
You a lie.
Purple Rain is very overrated, by the way.
Whoa. Slow down. Whoa. Hold on, brother. Don't do that. Hold on.
Say that
again.
Brother, don't do that, brother.
And the soundtrack.
Brother, don't do that, brother. Come on.
Man, I tried to. I'm like, what do they like about this so much?
Well, I say that that's one of
musically
albums. It's very low on the list. It's very low on the list. He has other albums that are way better than Purple Rain. However, you cannot deny the impact of Purple Rain.
Impact, absolutely. The impact, yes.
It won an Oscar. You cannot deny that. Like, nah, you can't do that.
I have a lot of prints. I have a lot of prints up here on my board here. So the Time is at the top, the original Time album. And then Madhouse 13, and then Madhouse 6, I think, is on the wall.
Dante.
Hold on. Purple Rain is here, but I have the Black album sitting over here.
Oh,
I can tell you that's the original Black Album. Shout out to the person that got me that. They found it for me. They actually sent it here for my birthday last year, which is dope. So I was like, yeah, that's dope. So I can say this, that a lot of people, there are two different sets of Prince fans, right? There's a set of Prince fans that love, Dirty Mind, Purple Rain, Prince. And then there are a lot of people that love Symbol Prince, where Prince, when he came back, when he had that beef with Warner Brothers, and he started, Prince became he was always a mad musician, right. But Prince went from being the mad musician to being the man musician, where it was all about the music again for him. It wasn't about the controversial stuff that he was doing. It was about the music. And so you have those different Prince fans. Like, I'm a live Prince fan. I love Prince live. I love his live albums. I got a lot of Prince live albums in my collection versus the album Prince guy. Yeah, so that's me. More, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
So, because this whole debate about Michael Jackson versus R. Kelly, now, do you think that Prince versus Michael Jackson would be a more suitable versus?
I don't either.
No,
that wouldn't work.
So who do you think could be like Michael Jackson's like?
There is none.
I don't think there's anybody that could go up against Michael Jackson. I don't think there's anybody that can go up against Prince. I was very surprised to see Babyface in something like that, because in all actuality, I don't think anybody can really go up against him either.
I disagree with that. I disagree. Fiction. Well, and oh, by the way,
spreads across genres.
And oh, by the way, the only reason why that versus was jacked up is because they asked Teddy to play some. Teddy's not the type of guy that's going to sit and just talk and strum a guitar. He's going to put on performance. That's who Teddy was. If they redid that versus now in the current format, Teddy would absolutely murk the stage with him, because Teddy,
you're out your mind.
Teddy would fuck him up. Okay?
Sorry, you're out your mind.
Sorry, because Teddy.
Jackson.
You know how many songs that Teddy created a genre.
Jackson, you just said that Teddy could kill Babyface?
Yeah, he's
in a versus performance-wise. Babyface is boring performance.
Come on,
brother.
Yo,
come
Teddy,
on, this man. Teddy
is a
man. I don't have
he
a list
wrote
right
an entire genre of music. Okay,
understandable, Dante.
Performances. I'm not saying that Babyface is that Teddy's a better writer than Teddy. I'm saying from a performance aspect of it, the way that versus is set up.
What does he do during a performance? What does Teddy do?
Teddy's a beast of a player. He can play the
line. He can play the keyboard. Okay.
He was at the Forum with Bobby Brown and who else? Keith Sweat, New Edition, and their set was awesome. I got to give it to Teddy.
So listen, Teddy.
He puts on a show.
And y'all forget who Teddy wrote for also. Teddy created an entire genre of music that Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Babyface, LA, they were all chasing at one point. They were all chasing to try to get that sound that Teddy had, because Teddy had the streets rocking. Teddy had the streets rocking in hip hop, pop, and R&B at one point. We forget about that.
That is true.
We forget about that. There was a time from 1985 up until probably the Dangerous album that Teddy had the streets rocking. Teddy did a whole album with Mike.
Remember the time? Yeah.
He did the whole album. He did that whole album. That whole Michael Jackson, that album was so black. I was listening to it the other night while I was walking, and I'm like, yo, that album is so black, and the beats are so slapping. Every song, boom, slap, boom, slap. I was like, yeah, that's decidedly. This dude made Taylor Dane black famous when he did the remix of I Don't Want to Fall in Love. The song didn't start.
Wait, that was him?
Teddy Riley's the one that did the remix that everybody liked. No one liked the original song. No one even remembers the original song, but they know that Teddy Riley remix.
Which song is this?
Taylor Dane's I Don't Want to Fall in Love. Teddy,
you sure wasn't Tell It to My Heart? Because I Don't Want to Fall in Love. I Don't Want to Fall in Love isn't Taylor Dane. That's the other weird.
No, it's Taylor Dane. I promise you. I don't want to fall in love.
I think it's that other weird white chick.
Nope, it's Taylor Dane. Trust me. It's Taylor Dane.
Teddy's a beast, but that's
It's
producing.
Jane Child.
Oh, Jane Child. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Taylor Day.
Yes.
Jane
That's
Child.
why I
Jane
said
Child.
it's the weird white chick with
Yeah,
the weird hair.
Jane Child.
It's Jane
but
Child.
I don't want to fall in love was not charting at all. They couldn't get any type of traction on that joint. But they put Teddy on that remix, and it took her career to another level. He took New Kids on the Block to a different level. SWV. Nobody remember. Well, okay, he didn't really do that one. He was influential in getting SWV, the human nature sample. He was influential in getting it for them. So, I mean, Teddy, I could put Teddy up against R. Kelly all day long.
Production wise, yeah.
Song wise too.
Yeah, I can see that way better.
He did the show. We forget that Teddy Riley was 15 years old and then
he did the show.
He did the show with Dougie Fresh.
To me, I didn't know that.
He did the show with Dougie Fresh.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Right. That the Big Daddy Kane album. So he was doing hip hop, I Get the Job Done and all that with Big Daddy Kane and Cool Mo D's How You Like Me Now. That's all Teddy Riley. People forget about that.
Wow. Word.
He got a catalog.
Well, then put him up there with Dr. Dre then.
Hold on, brother.
Production wise.
No. Listen, respectfully, when you talk about production in music, respectfully, Dr. Dre sits alone at the top by himself.
I don't know.
Production wise.
He got a lot. Dr. Dre got a lot of help, and he got a lot of
Dre got a lot
allegedly
of people,
he does
a lot of people
of
working
those
with
beats. He don't do a lot of those beats.
A lot of people working with he has an ear.
He has the ear.
He has an ear.
You know what I'm saying? He's not doing a lot of those.
Listen. I'm talking about he has been consistently the top echelon from World Class Record Crew to Ruthless Records to Death Row to Eminem, 50 Cent to Eve to Busta Rhymes. Like,
it's been he's been quiet for quite some time.
I can say this: I can't make any comments on Dre. Because I'm probably the only person that's ever walked into Dre's house
and was his house, yeah.
Go ahead say, yo, man, you got all this music on the board that you recorded. When you gonna put it out? We tired of talking about what you're gonna do. You need to put the music out. And he just looked at me. He was like, I don't need this shit. And what can I say? You can't say nothing about I don't need this shit. He's recorded over 300 songs for his Detox album. And he can't make them.
And
he
doesn't know if he wants to put it out.
It's never going to come out. But and I also allegedly heard this album that he's been talking about with Marsha Ambrosia. And if that album ever comes out, it's going to change music. You know how everybody says that Beyonce's album, Renaissance album, kind of changed music, which I don't think it really did. That's just me personally, but I don't want to get attacked by the Beehive. This Marsha Ambrosia album, musically, it's something that people would never think Dre would pull off and that it would sound the way that it sounds.
Her voice is amazing. So,
but Marsha already
alphabet, and it would be a hit.
Don't hold your breath on that, though.
Yeah, I just heard him. I saw a video literally earlier today where Dre was in the studio talking to Snoop, and Snoop asked him, "Hey, no, it was Busta Rhymes," and Busta Rhymes asked him, "What are you like? What are you working on right now?" Dre said out his mouth, "I'm working on a new Marsha Ambrosia." Yeah. He said it.
Oh, yeah, I heard it 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Labor Day weekend.
He said he was working on the Detox. How many years ago? 15 years ago?
He's been working on Detox since Camille was in elementary school.
Exactly.
He's been working on Detox since Chronic 2001.
More when I tell you that.
I was surprised he put out that Compton compilation.
Right. That Compton compilation was hot. As far as I was concerned, I enjoyed musically. I enjoyed it.
Musically,
and musically, that was the only time we were in his studio listening to the album, and that was the only time that I have ever. I'll take it. Did you buy the Thins? Everybody want no Thins?
Hold on. Wiz,
let me see these things.
Listen. What makes
Dr.
Dre?
I asked my sister-in-law to get me some lemon Oreos, and she had a nerve to get me some Oreo lemon Thins.
Oh, no, those are perfect.
They talking about, huh?
The Thins are perfect because you eat like
we want the
more than enough.
Oh, they talking about you can eat 3 or 4 of them. They're more than enough. Like, get out of here.
The cookie is the best part.
Hey,
No,
what
it's
was you
not.
saying, bro?
It's like
What-
all cookies.
It's all
What-
yeah. That's what they're saying. They're
what-
saying it's all cookie.
What makes Dr. Dre now, granted, he has worked with probably his most notable collaborations is Mike Elizondo and Scott Storch. Granted, however, Dr. Dre right now is probably one of select few that can still to this day work the entire SSL board. Most people cannot do
they
that,
can do it.
and he knows it in and out.
I've seen it myself. I've seen it myself.
Engineer wise, absolutely. That's his thing right there. He, like I said, he has that ear.
Right.
That board is the
So he
beast.
can, that how they can hear a certain beat that we can't. He's got that hands down.
And then
but, you got to give a lot of credit though in his previous albums, like in like the Doggy Style album.
That's a classic.
You got to give a lot of that to Daz. Daz was doing a lot of those beats too.
Right, true. You're right.
Even in the Chronic 2001 album, you had Mailman was doing a lot of those beats, and Scott Storch, and a lot of those other cats. But Dre got the name, so.
But
he has to say.
Here's one person that I feel when it comes to the air and seeing the talent and being able to orchestrate the whole bigger picture. Here's one person that really goes under the radar for whatever reason. I don't know. Is Puffy. Now, Puffy, if you think back, here's why Puffy is so significant to this culture, even though, listen, even though he didn't produce the beats, he didn't physically make the beats, here's why. There was no such thing as a remix until Puffy created it. Puffy was the one that engineered putting the samples. Who put a sample?
Somebody typing live.
Puffy was a project manager. Nothing more, nothing less. He was a project manager.
I'm not talking about his titles at Uptown and all like that.
Nothing.
I'm talking about Puffy. Puffy, okay. One, before Puffy created remixes, who was doing that?
Puffy didn't create a remix. He just said
Teddy was doing remixes before Puffy came out.
Teddy did remixes all the time.
Listen, that wasn't considered remixes as we know them today.
He said they were remixes.
Okay.
They literally called them remixes.
Remix. And you can look on the album and see remix.
90% of Puffy stuff was sampling.
Right. He did well sampling.
Project manager.
He was a great sampler. He understand, and it wasn't even his stuff.
I'm not talking about his title. I'm talking about him and his contributions to hip hop. And we can go all the way back when he was on Uptown and when he was working under Andre Harrell, whether it's with Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. I mean, his whole Bad Boy catalog. And then Puffy has done some stuff that we don't really even publicize. Like, for example, when Jay-Z did American Gangster, that was all Puffy. Even though that wasn't one of his better albums, it was still a platinum album. And Puffy was the executive producer for that. He's contributing. Now, granted, he's not the best case scenario for best contribution to hip hop, but he goes under the radar about as far as his significance. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying who he's better than. I'm just saying he goes under the radar, and he's, because of all of the, he's done people wrong, they publishing, and which some of it I think is true. But I just think that he's going under the radar, and he really isn't celebrated the way that he should be.
I don't think he should.
Why not?
He doesn't even come to mind when it comes to producing.
Who? Puffy?
No.
I mean, he does. He does.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
Not even close. He's not even. You don't even think of Puffy when you think of a producer.
Hold on.
I mean, you do.
If you can consider Dr. Dre a producer, you got to consider Puffy.
No way.
Puffy hit behind Hitman.
Stratosphere.
Stevie J was the Puffy what Mike Elizondo is to Dr. Dre.
You can be an executive producer by just putting your money up on stuff too.
Puffy.
I'm not saying he probably has an ear and he has a say-so of what he doesn't like. All right, y'all, I don't like this. This sounds a little bit this way. I think that's what Puffy's job was. I don't think he's in there
Project managing.
actually on the drums, actually adding the
No,
horns, adding the
Puffy is not a producer. What Puffy comes and does, once you already do the song, before it's mastered in the mixing stage, he comes and says, listen, no, take that out, redo
Right.
that, dub, put those dubs
I
in there.
give
Put
you
those
that.
Manager. Exactly like
That's
a
what she's
project
saying, a
manager.
project manager.
that's it's a little more like you dumbing this stuff down. Like Puffy really, like, come on now. Don't demote him.
He comes in when it's already done and says,
Right.
take this out, move this around. What does a project
That's not
manager
producing, man. In my opinion,
Listen.
that's not producing.
Okay, then that means
you want, but we are not going to forget about the lovely Drew Dixon. We're not going to talk about hip hop without talking about her and her impact in hip hop and all the people who she brought to the forefront. She just
okay, hold on. Since we putting everybody on blast
together on your All I Need to Get By, she actually did the work.
Since we putting people on blast, I don't think that had Aaron Hall been relevant, R. Kelly wouldn't even be in his face. Let's talk about it then. He stole Aaron Hall's whole style.
A lot of people say that, but
no, it's true.
I don't see. I don't
true.
necessarily.
Aaron Hall was that guy.
He was,
and R. Kelly took his style
on that guy album. Absolutely, but R. Kelly took something and he put
more hip hop into it.
Right, because Aaron didn't have that hip hop feel.
Same thing that people said. If go ahead, Jackson.
Aaron was a straight singer.
Right.
2 feet down, Aaron was a straight singer. He was a balladeer, if you will. He was a nasty nigga too. He was nasty as hell. I mean, Aaron was that's just a Hall. That's just who he is. So listen, look, this verses thing, we can be here all night talking music, talking verses. I just know that if any of y'all think that R. Kelly can hang with Michael Jackson in the verses, y'all need to go ahead and choke.
No, that's dumb.
No,
that's dumb.
This is even a topic.
Go ahead and choke yourselves. All right.
That's dumb.
So that's it. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff tonight. Ebbs, thank you for showing up tonight. We appreciate you. Welcome back.
I have to apologize.
How was the trip? How was the trip to New York? Oh no. Let me drop this. Let me drop this real quick.
Let me apologize.
No, not tonight. We're not. So on Thursday night, August 31st, Thursday night at 9:30, we're going to have, that's our next show. And our next show, we're going to get a lot of stuff off of our chest. It's my birthday night. So that's my birthday.
Okay.
And that is my 49th birthday, which means I'm entering my 50th year on this earth. And there are a lot of things that when I turn 50, I'm going to shed. So we're going to call it the birthday shed on August 31st. So I'm going to shed a lot of stuff. And it's going to be funny. We're going to have a good time, but they're going to be a whole lot of people mad by the end of that show. And I know they up here watching right now, and I'm good with it because, by the way, I've resigned from that situation. So now I can say what I want to say, and it's open season on them. It's open season on them. Everybody that has something to say.
I'm very excited.
It's open season.
I'm very excited. This makes me very excited.
Oh, it's going to be that's going to be. I'm going to put a disclaimer up front. I'm going to tell the Super Save don't watch it. You don't want to hear it. So if you
no, don't put no disclaimer up. You need maximum shock value. You don't need no disclaimer.
Is that what it is? Okay, well,
you need shock value.
You know that we had some people that were mad at me that had the nerve to be mad at me, calling us disgusting and vile because my co-host described. We were talking about black people. We say the word nigger. We've said the word nigger 15 times a night.
And they say it too.
And they got mad because she called them Mayo sapiens. They had a nerve to get mad because she called them Mayo sapiens and Caucasoids.
They better be glad that's all I said.
She could have said saltines.
Right. She could have said anything. But they have nerve to be mad to me. It's vile. How is that vile? You weren't upset when we used the word nigger. But anyway, we're going to save this whole conversation for August 31st. I'm going to get a lot off my chest that night. So it's going to be a good night. It's going to be Where's you're more than welcome to come. Both of y'all more than welcome to come back. We're going to have a full gate that night.
Yeah, we talk about controversy. I love to get in controversy. Yeah. I love to discuss controversial topics.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it that night. Thank you all for coming.
I
Ebony,
appreciate it.
by the way, Evan Wayne, both of y'all were in New York. How was your experiences in New York?
I'll let
Oh,
her
I
go
had a great
first.
time. It was the 50th anniversary of hip hop. I went to a couple of concerts. I went to a couple of block parties.
Did you go to the main concert?
Yeah.
How
At
was
Yankee
that?
Stadium,
I watched it. How was it?
it was good. It was good. I left because it was late and my kid had to get to work the next morning. So we left.
Okay, wait a second.
Um,
Wait a second. Let's not act like your kid is 18 years old.
but let's act like my kid manages a whole restaurant. Like
I
she
know.
has an actual job, real responsibility.
So,
So
who
she
did you
had to get
miss?
home. So I left with her.
Who did you miss?
Because she was so late. Big deal. Surprise.
Oh wow, yeah. So Lauren Hill and Niles were the only two that you missed, and Run DMC, of course, they were last.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him before. But no, it was a great show.
Good.
I had a good time. Yankee Stadium is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it is.
They have a Benihana in there.
Yes, they do.
And they give you your drink in like a shaker. So you can walk around drinking out of your margarita or your martini shaker for the whole day.
Dope. Oh, dope.
It's
Dope.
fun. They had frozen drinks. It was very alcohol heavy. And I learned what's it called? Headbanger? No. The drinks that y'all be carrying around in the summertime with the alcohol in them.
The hand grenade.
No, it's hold on. I'll tell you. Hold on one second.
While she's looking, Wiz, how was your trip to New York, to Harlem, USA?
Oh man, it was actually my second time coming to the city. We went.
What part of Harlem were you
My
in?
wife was in a.
He went to Boulevard. I sent him to Boulevard to eat.
Yeah.
You didn't send him to Harlem Biscuit Company.
I told him about it, but it was next door. I told him it was next door.
Yeah, I went to the Boulevard Bistro and appreciate that. The food was bomb. And then I went to Dallas Barbecue, which was that was in Times Square.
Hold on. Excuse me. All y'all down in North Carolina.
You go to BBQs for the food. You go for the drinks.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
All y'all down in North Carolina.
No.
No, they're in LA.
Yeah, we're from
Where's
LA,
that?
California. Well,
Okay.
California.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Oh, I actually stayed in New Jersey, which was my first time staying there, which is night and day with NYC.
It really is.
It's a beautiful
really
city, beautiful city too, by the way. Jersey. I see why everybody moved to Jersey.
Everybody moved to Wayne, New Jersey. This nigga was in Wayne, New Jersey, so
Yeah.
it's definitely suburbs. He's
Go
definitely in the
figure.
suburbs, right?
I was in Harlem, Wayne.
Nice. I went down there and got a little bit of. One thing I can appreciate about the different boroughs, like you see nothing but black people there, and I like that. I get the vibe of you feel home there. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Harlem is the mecca of black culture.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Like,
all the different cultures there. You respect
on
it.
125th, you can get anything that you want, whether it's food, whether it's electronics, whether it's weed, liquor, anything you want, you can get on 125th.
Oh yeah.
A nutcracker, Dante. A nutcracker.
All right. I wouldn't know. I don't drink. Well, look, I'm glad y'all had a good time in my city. I appreciate y'all coming tonight. More.
Have fun too.
More. We're gonna have we put your information up here so they can follow the Moore brand on IG, the Moore brand CEO on Facebook, Nathan Moore on Nathaniel Moore on Facebook. We appreciate you coming talking tonight. Ed, Wayne,
I appreciate it.
I'll see y'all on the 31st. I'm sure I'll talk to y'all way before that, but I'll see y'all.
Special
Right on, bro.
Special shout out to Coltrane's little appearance. He don't ever show up on camera anymore.
Yeah, I see Coltrane. He's just
he had fun in New York too. He loves it there.
Shout out to Ashia, Maurice, Hassel, Moore, the other Moore, the other co-hosts. Hopefully we can get their schedules right so they're here on the 31st also. So we're just gonna have a good old time. And then off to the celebration. There you go. All right. Appreciate y'all joining us tonight, man. Everybody.
I know I'll see you out here soon, Dante. You out here more than anybody, man.
Quiet, Wayne. Be quiet, Wayne. Don't be telling people that. Don't be telling my business, Wayne.
Peace, y'all.
Y'all be
later.